I like
Yes.
the new music.
Yeah.
Is this just for today, or is this a new bump of
Who
music?
knows? I don't know what John Beaver's thinking from time to time.
That's
Happy New Year,
probably a good thing. Happy New Year, Kelly
Happy
and
New
McGraw.
Happy New
Year.
Year, Deb Peterson. Try and stay warm. You want to touch on something that I think is a fascinating conversation on the break while we were away, while some were away. The community colleges came out and said that they want to give in-state tuition costs for undocumented students here in the country illegally, but yet would be allowed to go to the community colleges paying in-state tuition.
You got it, McGraw.
And this is
It's a grand idea, in my opinion.
This has created a bit of a controversy in some circles.
Well, there are people who just can't accept the idea that undocumented people are here and they're going to be in our community, and there is not the will to make them go to deport them.
Mm-hmm.
So these often are students who were brought here as babies. They were brought by their parents. They have, through no fault of their own, they are undocumented. I mean, it's not their choice. They wouldn't want it to be this way. So they graduate from Missouri high schools. They have Missouri residences. They are in every regard, except for citizenship, Missourians. And yet they've been paying international tuition fees at the community college, at the St. Louis community colleges. So about a week and a half ago, maybe, I'm not sure, 2 weeks ago, the board decided to give them in-state tuition, to charge them in-state tuition costs. It makes a huge difference for most of these kids who are living in poverty or not much above poverty. So, yes, they are members of our community. They're going to remain members of our community. Why not allow them to get educated, so they can become, higher contributors, better contributors?
Do you know
it's the right idea?
Do you know what other liberals agree with this policy?
Sensible people?
Chris
Other sensible people agree with this policy?
Chris Christie, governor of New Jersey, agrees with you.
Well, he has some, he lives in a state with a lot of undocumented workers. And, I think every study you read says if your economy is going to grow, if you live in a community that's stagnant, that you want to revitalize, embrace immigrants. I mean, this is really, they're our future.
Do you know what other liberal governor is doing the same thing?
Oh, you're going to tell me?
The governor of Texas, Rick Perry.
Seriously?
Also has championed the idea of giving in-state tuition for undocumented students.
Great. 18 states have done this, including Illinois.
Yeah.
So it is not as though Missouri is breaking any ground. And many of them are doing it with state law, which Missouri is not. It would be great if we did. I don't see the will of the Missouri legislature, going there. But this is also a really not just undocumented workers and students issue, but the whole immigration issue is a break it issue for the Republican Party, which is why you will see governors of states that have a large immigrant population supporting issues like this.
It's interesting because it's sort of it shows we talked about this yesterday on the board meeting. It just goes to show you the complete dysfunctionality of our current immigration programs.
Well, I don't know if I would agree with that. I think there is the efforts. John Boehner yesterday, said he will support some incremental measures. He does not want to see an overhaul because he feels that the people, voting public, is overwhelmed by that idea. So if you take it piecemeal, maybe it won't seem quite so outrageous, and maybe that's a good idea. I can support that. I do think clearly reforms are needed, and I don't know if it's a complete breakdown, but I do think that we're not going to get rid of our immigrants. Just
all I know is I love this piecemeal idea, right? Everybody runs on Washington's broken, so I'm going to fix it, and then once they get there, let's not change it too fast. Let's just go at a slow speed. Let's just sort of see.
I mean, can you imagine how hard it is to negotiate anything with these just incredibly different opinions? And that's the way it's designed to be, and that's part of the, idea of checks and balances. So I don't know. I mean, it doesn't work for anybody's, to perfection for anybody, and I think that's what the art of compromise is all about. And, don't rush in. I mean, this issue, it's not as though it's new. So I do believe the reforms could be enacted in totality, and people would not totally freak out. But I'm not John Boehner. I mean, he's got a very difficult party. He's slapped the Tea Partiers within his party. He was very clear at the end of the year that he was very unhappy with their dysfunction. So I think the Republicans see that they need to liberalize some of their ideas. And I think, I think immigration policy is a very good way for them to go. Not that they're asking for my advice, but what the heck.
More importantly, what are you doing for the blizzard of 2014?
Going to work. My son lives in Chicago, so of course when I talk to him, there's 14 inches of snow. He said, "How much did you get there?" I said, "I think about 2."
No, we got some places got 7 inches.
Places.
6, 7
Cottleville
inches.
Maybe got 7, right?
Cottleville got dumped on, but that's God's country. What are you going to do there?
Hey, you've got that cool little bar out there that's made some news.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
right.
Cottleville. See, first me, and now everyone's moving to Cottleville.
So, have you talked about this on the air?
We're going to talk about next hour with Scott Sherman.
Oh, well, then I guess you don't need to talk about it with me. The legal beagle?
Yes, the legal expert. But it's a great story about how Starbucks told him to shut it down, and so he sent $6 check to Starbucks saying, "I'm sorry I infringed on your Frappuccino name."
And I guess I thought one of the interesting aspects of this is that apparently Starbucks must have lawyers who spend their time combing, I don't know where you comb, but combing every, facet of social media to come up with, fear of copyright infringement.
There are companies who do it all day, every day. Big companies.
That's all they do.
That's all they do is look for ways that you're somehow using their name illegally on the internet.
And
they
we're
come
worried
down
about the NSA. It seems to me this is another form of. Never mind.
Sounds to me like we should be more worried about Starbucks than anything else.
Well,
That's
hey,
right.
at least they helped his business.
At least they helped. Actually, that's the best thing that ever happened to this
That's
guy.
right. It is. It was a good thing, and he handled it well.
He
it
did.
was very, humorous and sort of made his point, and good for him.
And also put it out into the social media world so everyone could then talk about it.
It is, I'm sitting here. I just want to give a plug to newspapers. I'm sitting here talking to you, and while I was waiting for you to come on the line, I'm listening to you and Johnny, but I'm looking at the full-page ads in today's Post-Dispatch, and it's great. I see, Macy's one-day sale. However, as I read the fine print, it's actually a 2-day sale. But what the heck? It starts today and it goes on tomorrow. But it is so nice, too. I like seeing ads that I can actually read, and I just like it. And thank you for your partnership with the paper, because then you give people access to all kinds of other information, too.
Did you get a new contract where you have to plug the newspaper there every?
No, I just was impressed, I have to say. I looked at it and I thought, there's all these good ads, and I really enjoy it.
I love the circulars on Sunday, too. They're great.
It's great. It was like,
Deb, I like the ads, too.
I'm looking for a TV and these lovely circulars that come in on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Inserts. It's great.
And the Go section on Friday is just outstanding. Pick it up at your local newsstand.
Do you want me to smack him?
So has the chef and the 10 best new restaurants of 2013.
That's
there
right.
Come on.
Ladies and gentlemen, Deb Peterson in your local hometown newspaper that can be delivered right to your front doorstep by 6 o'clock.
It is the Daily Miracle. No doubt about it.
No joke aside, what is the paper? 50 cents a day? What is it?
Yeah, I don't know.
$1.50 a day, whatever it is.
On my front page here. I think the paper's a little more than that.
It's $1.50 a day. They give you the world for $1.50 a day in the newsstand.
And if you subscribe, it comes out to far less than $1.50 a day.
That is. You also get a McGraw deal too if you sign up at stltoday.com.
I mean, it really is. It is a wonderful thing. It is. It brings the world to your doorstep. You can sit here. You can form opinions. You can call me and tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. I had a lady today, or not today, this week, who used foul language, and you could tell as her call went on, she left a voicemail, she just was getting more and more irate. I thought, you know what, she had more entertainment out of that $1.50 than most people get.
Ladies and gentlemen, Deb Peterson with the editorial page of the STLtoday.com and the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. Deb,
Thank you, McGraw.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Bye, Kelly. Happy New Year. Take care.
Quick check, traffic.